In this lesson, we're going to take a look at sitemaps. And sitemaps are a tool for planning out an entire website, and it really helps you to outline your navigation, which is a very important part of any website, because if it's not easy for the user to find information on the site really may not see much use, or it's not going to fulfill its full purpose. With the sitemap, we're going to arrange each page and how the audience will move through the site. It's very similar to like a concept map that might help you organize your ideas for a paper. The sitemap is going to help us organize our ideas for our website. So if we take a look at a sitemap that I've developed here, very, very simple. You could do this, I've done this on InDesign, you could do this on a piece of scrap paper with pencil and paper. It doesn't have to be pretty, but what it does have to do is delineate the flow of the audience through the site and how they're going to jump around. Navigation is very important. Again, if we don't have a good intuitive navigational structure, the audience is going to get lost. So our sitemap is also going to help us to implement something called the 3-click rule, which means that no matter where I am in the site, no other page should really be more than 3 clicks away. That doesn't mean something can't be 5 or 6 clicks away, but there should always be some way to quickly jump through the navigation to find a page that you've either already visited or need to get to. 3 clicks may not seem like a lot, but if you start looking at a lot of sites you visit frequently, you'll typically find a way to always get back to the home page, which is kind of a nice starting point. So looking at this sitemap here, I start with my home page. It's up at the top of the page. Now the sitemap always reads top down, meaning at the top we see what the page that is accessible to the audience upon first entering the site. At the bottom of the page should be the sites that are much, much deeper within the site, all right, in which you would have to navigate to. Can be a little tricky at first, but we start with even the simplest sites so that you get the idea down so that when you get onto more complicated sites, you can use this as a tool to help plan navigation. So I look, here is my first page, index. Now the names I use on the icons of my sitemap are going to correlate to the names of the HTML pages that I'm going to create. So this icon would be index.html. This icon here would be red.html, green.html, blue, and so on. Now what I call the first level of navigation, I look at this horizontal line. All 4 pages that touch this line should be accessible to one another. So my user would start on the home page and have an option to go down to any one of these 3 pages. And from any one of these 3 pages, for example, if they selected to link to blue, they should be able to also get to green, the home or index page, and red from this blue page. So this is almost like one whole navigational section right here. And you'll see how this plays out on a page in just a minute. Now if we take a look at red, you see red has another line coming off of the bottom of that icon. These are additional pages deeper within the site that are accessible from the red page. So from the red page, not only can I get to index, green, and blue, but I also have available to me red and orange. Now this brings us down to the second horizontal line, which is my second level navigation. From my second level navigation, I can get from yellow to red or orange, orange to yellow or red to yellow and orange, but also the rest. Now one thing I've also done is made home or index a universal navigational icon. It's not shown on this particular sitemap. I would typically note that somewhere, but if you see something as universal, that means every page is going to have that link. So no matter what, if home is universal, which often it is a good idea to do, it will be accessible from any page at any level of navigation. So let's see how this sitemap looks in its implementation in a website. I have a simple site opened up here. And you see Here is my opening page, index.html. I've called it at the top banner home page, and you see my options from here are home, red, green, blue. Everything accessible from my first level navigation. It is okay to put a link on a page that links to that page. For example, I'm on home, but I still have a link to home. I do that to keep this navigation bar right here consistent, so it's never going to change. The audience will learn after visiting only a couple pages that this is a constant. When I click on home, nothing happens. That tells the user that they're already on that page. If I click red, it takes me to my red page, green to my green, blue to blue. You notice the only things that are changing are the name of the page, the title up top of the page, and in this case my content is really just a background color. So we see how this first level of navigation looks. Each one is accessible from the others. Let's take a look at this red page now, because the red page goes deeper into the site. I have also available links to yellow and orange. So let's go ahead and click on yellow. Now notice my page structure has stayed the same, but my links now have changed a little bit. Everything from my second level navigation is available: red, yellow, orange. And I can get to each one from those links. Because I've left home as a universal, I can also get to home from any page. Now notice I've just used a different text symbol in between my links in order to clue the user into kind of how they have arrived at this page. Kind of shows the flow of information through the site. They've gone from home to red, they are now to yellow and orange, which are on the same layer. It's not something that has to be done, I just did it as an example in this point. You can see from each one of these I can navigate through my site. All right, and this sitemap has also made the creation of this simple site very, very easy. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at Dreamweaver, and I'm going to show you how to link information and actually take this sitemap and implement it into a simple practice site. It's going to get us formatting a little bit of text, formatting the page, and linking information.